Hi, everyone. Good to see you. I'm just setting things up. Oh, I thought I put that on. I'm just setting things up. There we go. Now it's on mute. Goodness sakes. I thought I was ready for y'all. Anyways, I'm so excited today. Last week, I was sharing with you about not your soul's purpose. That's today. What's it called? Healing. All of a sudden, I forget what it's called. This is crazy. Cleansing my soul. Oh my goodness. Anyways, and so many of you have signed up to receive that special healing. I have done a little bit more research on it, added a few more questions. I went from 33, I think, to 50. And I'm really, really happy with that. So my first client for that particular one will receive that on Saturday. And that I'm looking forward to. She and I already talked about it, and she's also very excited. There is so much to be had from cleansing the soul, getting rid of the gunk, having it all get sloughed off, whatever you want to call it. It's a big deal. Today's topic is also a big deal, your soul's purpose. I mean, how many times do people talk about, well, what's my purpose in life? What am I meant here to do? Is this all there is? Those kinds of questions have been haunting man since probably man came about, it would be my guess. And in a person's soul's purpose, there is a lot of information I found out that I think will help you understand what you can do and how you can help yourself, and how knowing some of the stuff that I learned from the Akashic records, how knowing some of this stuff helps you understand who you are and why you are the way you are. I found that absolutely fascinating. And so I can't wait to share this information with you. So I'm just writing, hello all, come join me. Live now. Control V. There we go. There we go. I'm finding that Facebook, what is it, logistics, whatever you want to call it, that if you heart a post, and if you heart a comment, and if you write 4 words or more, I think it's 4, I don't think it's 5, I think it's 4 words or more, that your posts get farther into the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm. So learn something new every day. It's all good. It's all good. But let me get to the meat of this today. Like I said, very excited. And I just want to have all of this information for you so that you can enjoy and have this really pertinent information. Now, I lost me in this thing. How did I lose me? How did I lose me? Yep, I'm not even on my own doohickey. Well, that's a little bit scary. I know I'm still live, so that's not the thing, but I touched something and sure shooting, the minute I move my hand without looking at it and where it's going and what it's doing, then that's then that's what happens. Things go all caterwonky. So, but I think it's still live. Yes, it is still live. Good. Hooray. I was trying to get to a point where I could see the write-up that I have for you and still have access to seeing the comments so that I know if you're here or not and that kind of a stuff. And apparently I don't know how to walk and chew gum at the same time, but I thought I did. I would have swore I did. Anyways, it's all good. It's all good. So let me bring up my paper. Did I already close one down? No, I didn't. All right. So I want to share with you what I have going on in the document, what you can expect from me should you decide to understand your soul's purpose. So as my understanding is your soul's purpose is why you're currently here on Earth. It's the part that, you know, kind of drives you to what moves you forward in life, what makes you happy, basically, if you're following that particular way. And it just seems to be our objective in life. We came to Earth to learn, to grow, and have the objective met. And serving that, you know, will bring you peace. And I don't know about you, but I sure could use a little bit more peace in my life, for goodness sakes. Your soul is here for a reason, with a deep felt desire to realize your true purpose. And your soul's mission is to give you a life on Earth and experience things through you. It's interesting how each of us have a different approach to life, a different mannerism, a different way of things. And what I discovered was how you can, you know, find this out through this particular process that I've put together. So you're not just limited by, you know, your heritage, your grades, or your looks, or anything like that. And to me, that's a good thing to know. But what can help you understand to do is to see what categories of I hear my sister in the background. I don't think she realizes she's so loud. She's kind of on a call with a friend. Anyways. That's a Canadian thing. So, Megan, we can hear you. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. So let me tell you a little bit about what you'll get when you choose to do this session with me. You're going to find out the angelic realm that you're part of, and your angelic realm plays a huge part of your soul's identity and its purpose. The value is to discover your purpose. It points you towards who you're being and the energy that you bring, the message you bring to the world. People are always, well, you know, what's my message? What do I want to share with the world? Those of you who are inclined to do that, not everybody is, but if you are, then this is one of those things. And it's the reason you're doing the work you're doing. So you'll recognize the aspects in yourself when you read the description. Knowing these qualities will allow you, it says, to align to work, pardon me, in your purpose in even greater capacity. Knowing the essence of who you are is beneficial when understanding your relationships and career choices. So that part that I just finished saying, that is in the report. You'll get those words. What you won't get is all the different realms that I've got listed here. And what happens is, and we discover I will be using either muscle testing, but probably in all likelihood, I'll be using a pendulum to help me figure out, you know, is it round 1, is it round 2, and round 3, and so on, what it is. And then I will make sure that I copy all that information that I got that is uniquely yours, and I'll put that into the report. So in the Angelic Realm box, I will definitely, you know, cut and paste this, and I've put it into a Reader's Digest form. I think, you know, all the pertinent information is there. It's just not in absolute perfect sentence form. So I'm not writing you a book. I am copying, pasting from the documents that I created already. So for example, so the Angelic Realm, yeah, you might be having your roots in Ariel, and Ariel is the center of connection to the physical or the earth plane, and the qualities of nature, cooperation, unconditional love, patience, and tolerance. It says here, Arielites are super compassionate and loving. They bring with them the healing energy of Mother Earth. It's critical for them to stay connected to the earth. It seldom explores the spiritual aspects. So not many Arielites would be interested in what I'm sharing, because that's not who they are. And they are very grounded. So, you know, salt of the earth people, connection of all types is important to them. So whether it is a physical, mental, or emotional connection, that's what it is. I would think somebody who enjoys working with the soil, perhaps a farmer, somebody who is connected with nature. So park rangers, for example, came to mind. The challenges that an Arielite faces would be they're prone to being taken advantage of and manipulated. They see the good in people and are blind to their negative aspects. Some people might label that as gullible. I don't. I label that as a type of kindness, seeing the good in all people. I think that's a big deal. So often we see the negative, and to see the good in all people, to me, is a gift. It's a gift. The challenge also is they want to nurture so much, but it's sometimes a detriment to the other person's well-being. So those people that are, let's say they might be a helicopter parent. So they're looking after their child well past junior high, into senior high, into university, coming in to university with them to set up their classes and all of that, rather than giving their child autonomy, for example. Another challenge they have is setting boundaries. And you could see that, you know, a person who cares will see your side of the story and turn a blind eye to sometimes their own intuition. So that would be an Arielite. One of the things that it also associates is with the root chakra. And the root chakra has to do with that feeling of being grounded, of being just really solid in themselves. So that would be, you know, one of the things you might be is an Arielite. There's Zedekiel, has different things. Sophikiel is another one. Just want to find something that, you know, my audience here would definitely go with. Okay, so the heart chakra. Is this a good one to share? Yeah. So Raphael is the angel. And if you are a Raphaelite, you tend to have the the quality of being the center of healing, love, empathy, giving. You're here to bring healing, love, and energy to the world and show us that there is an infinite abundance of love available to all. Raphaelites are very open and warm-hearted people, very kind and generous and giving beings. Naturally, they emit this, I know it as a blue healing ray from the core of their being. Their healing takes place on a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual level. They must learn that to help others, they need to fill their own cup first. So that's something that they'll want to work on a bit. And they have lots of love to give. One of the challenges that they have is that they tend to overgive, and they have to learn to meter this out. When you're giving, it feels great, absolutely. There is a bit of a high to go along with that, and it's really exciting sometimes to be able to give and be able to help one another. We're here to help one another. And that type of a person, although very helpful, can tend to get unbalanced. And so when they're unbalanced, become more caretakers of others and forget about themselves. So that's a problem that could happen. They may attract people who are damaged or in emotional turmoil and in need of healing. I'm sure we know many people, men and women, who tend to, oh, he just needs me, or she just needs me. And they want to help, and they want to save, and they do help, and they do save, and oftentimes get not properly treated, not appreciated for their efforts and time. And so they have to start learning to discern who they can help, how much they can help, and when it's time to stop helping, and either let that person or encourage that person to get professional help, or help from a different person, because otherwise the Raphaelites will just get burned out. They just get burned out. There's a tendency to put everyone else's needs before their own, and you get lost in the shuffle then if that's the case, right? More relationship troubles than any other type, as the energy exchange is not equal. So if I'm Raphaelite and I'm giving 110%, and I'm getting back 30, 50, whatever, it's not fair. It's still out of balance. There's no equanimity happening, and then their resentment starts happening. Resentment and anger start building up. So they must learn to discern when to give and when not. So that would be one of the, I think I've got 8 types, 6, 7, 8 types. And that was type number 4. Another type is with Archangel Gabriel, center of self-expression, communication. That all comes how you share your information, share to the world, your center of self-expression, communication. You might be learning and teaching. Sound vibrations are something that might be important to you. You're here to teach that we all have our own unique voice and view on the world, and we have the right to express our truth in each moment. And they tend to lead by example. So perhaps a person of few words, but that's okay. They're showing us the way. They tend to kind of love the spotlight and they love learning. They can be professional students, which is part of their soul's purpose. And they become, if they become entrepreneurs, as they often don't make very good employees. The need to teach and share and all of that is not always welcome in an organization where the boss doesn't want to be told or hear all the shares that an employee has. And so being an entrepreneur is a very good choice for them. They eventually teach what they have learned through study and experiences. They are leaders and very outspoken. They're concerned with truth and honesty. So that would be one that I know several people like that for certain. They must learn to ask if the person would like to receive their advice. And I'm finding that the older a person is, the more they tend to share their advice without worrying about, whether you want to hear it or not. So I don't know if that's an ageism and I'm caught up in the ageism, or if it's just the way this particular group of people are. They must find an audience that is interested in what they have to say, for example. And if it falls on deaf ears, they can become overly critical of themselves and judge those around them harshly because they're feeling, unappreciated, unwanted, unloved. It's important for them to remember that they can change their view of themselves. They don't need to stick with whatever it is that they've got, floating around in their head. So that would be that type of a person. From the Gabriel lights. There's Archangel Michael and center of truth and intuition and clarity and protection. There is Camille, that's a crown chakra, the center of universal power of creation, energy, and being dynamic. They're here to teach us that we are powerful individuals who can create our own realities. We'll find people like that definitely in positions of power. They dislike the authoritarian systems and seek to have how that the authoritarian systems seek to have power over the others, and they'll stand up for their rights and your rights as well. They make excellent hands-on healers and energy workers, and they're usually highly sensitive people. Their lesson is to learn lessons towards being in integrity with their power. Their trigger is power issues in others, and they must learn to draw out what others are passionate about. So not just be, so forthright and so much sharing. They need to realize that others have their stuff that they want to share as well. And sometimes they just need to zip the lip, right? So, Mel, have any of these resonated with you yet? That was the Camelites. And Metatron, the 8th chakra. So the 8th chakra is the one that's, I don't know, 8, 10 inch. It depends on where you read it and, what you believe. But somewhere in this area here is that 8th chakra. It's above the crown. It's the center of divine wisdom and oneness. They're here to bring universal wisdom and teach us how to live in unity with universal laws. And they're here to do and bring these proven methods that work for everyone into their world. They can be introspective and believe that spirituality and metaphysics go hand in hand. It can help people to see through the illusions that we live in. They must discern the effectiveness of the system and drop it if it is not working universally. So there's a lot of thinking, reevaluating, trying to understand. They can get they can get stuck. So if stuck in an illusion, they may protect it. They may project the wrong illusion onto the world. So they must check to see if they're living in alignment with the universal laws. Otherwise, that you're finding, they will find that they're based more in the ego idea of how their life is supposed to be lived versus the authentic way. For Metatron nights, it's what it's written as, Metatron nights. And so, oh yeah, this one was interesting. They must ask for money for their wisdom, as they are so eager to share the wisdom that they are willing to do it for free or on a sliding scale, and thus not make a decent living for themselves. So very kind, caring people and wanting to help, sometimes to their detriment. That's just one aspect that's located in this document that I've made called Soul Purpose. That's the Angelic Realm.
I think I saw that video.
And I'm just checking to see if there's, oh, not yet, Mel says. Thank you, Mel. Just wanted to see what, because I got things blocked off and I can't see it myself with this on the screen here. The next would be the soul groups of origin. And in this space, it talks about that when a soul is birthed, one of the first choices it makes, where it's going to be incarnated. Not everybody incarnates on Earth. Some people incarnate in other star systems. And when they reincarnate, they, after having been at one star system, they might go to another, and then they might come to our star system here and be on Earth. This has an enormous impact on the personality of the soul and the gifts and the energy of your soul. Where you have spent your formative years and the culture you grew up on here on Earth are ingrained in you. Well, you've also absorbed the energies of the first couple of star systems that you incarnated into as well. And your soul carries that with them, the frequencies of these incarnations. They become like an energetic part of who you are as a soul. And because of this, your soul group of origin is one of the biggest indicator of your personalities, your gifts, your life lessons that you came to experience. So when I look at that part, just trying to see here. Angelic Realms, soul group. Oh my goodness, this goes on. I have several pages on this alone. I have literally a column. I have 3 columns, and the Earth Souls column is like this wide across, and the other 2 are this. The Earth Soul column has only a few points written, and the others go on and on and on. And I have 1, 2, 3 different types of, let's say, star travelers, light workers, and so on. One of the things that's very interesting is in the star travelers, they may not get how the earth plane works that well, and they have rich experiences to draw on from and bring into the physical realm. Whereas an earth soul, someone who's only ever been on earth, is here to experience the life on earth. That's what they've chosen to start off with. And they want to figure out what that is. What is it like to be a spirit in a physical body? That's what they're looking for, that information, that feeling. They tend to be very physical beings, caught up in raising a family and earning money, and they might be drawn to farming, geology, geography, meteorology, these kinds of things. Their inherent knowledge and wisdom is limited at just to how Earth works. This is what they know about, hence the geography and the meteorology and so on. Whereas a star traveler is a little different. A star traveler, like I said, might not get how the earth plane works that well and brings in the rich experiences. And you know, there's a whole list of these people, like the Meldekians. The explosion of Meldek had a very big impact on the solar system, and it altered the surface of Mars, as well as throwing Earth off axis. Very combative type of people. Their emotions take a back seat. They're very analytical and have great problem solving capabilities. They can appear somewhat serious, very deliberate and strategic actions. They examine all the possible consequences of their actions before deciding. Meldekians are a type of star traveler, light worker. There's also the Nihalians, indigo crystal children, is out also how they're labeled as. Mars had the Martians. They're not very invested in Earth. They have a low profile. They don't like attention. The Syrians from Sirius tend to make themselves and things better. Their motto is, let's find a better way. So, you know, if you know people like that, and there are many people I've come, they're on the cutting edge of evolution, and they bring codes for spiritual enhancement and advancement. Let's see, that's a long one too. They make great project managers, accountants, financial advisors. Hi, Carla, good to see you. And they're goal-oriented. Then there are the Mentakians, the first group of travelers to incarnate here on Earth. They love being of service to help others grow, 100% loyal to divine light. They're naturally focused on the good things in people and life, and they can make excuses for their own unacceptable behavior. Yeah, we all do that. They're homebodies, and they love living by water. The Arcturians from Arcturus, they're rare. They don't like being in the physical form. They're more comfortable being non-physical teachers and spirit guides. So you won't find too many of them here on Earth. Alpha Centaurians, highly analytical skills and intellects, great problem solvers, can do solitary work. Then we have the Hadarians. Love is their most important aspect. Divine love in all its aspects, the beauty, the grace, the connections, the co-creation that happens, the community and the togetherness. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. They can be one of two types of Hadarians. There are enslaved Hadarians, and then there's the overcome free Hadarians. And what happened was, I don't have it written here, but what happened was sometime when these people were coming to Earth, according to what I've learned, truth or not, I'm not saying it's 100% accurate, but this is what I got. And so far, all the information that I'm sharing with you, my understanding is that it is true, it is accurate. But you know, you gotta believe for yourself what is truth and what is accurate for you. Just because I said it doesn't make it 100% true. You've got to know that. You've got to feel into your own self. If you happen to agree, great. And if you happen to disagree, great. It doesn't matter. You've got to stand for your own belief system.
Yeah.
So according to this, the enslaved ones had the illusion of someone or something has power over them or can control them. And they tend to have a victim mentality. Whereas the overcome ones that are free, they stopped being the victim and have a lot less fear than the enslaved Hadarians. And they're more effective in their lives. They don't like to be alone. They're sensitive, playful, creative, you know, this kind of a stuff. So there are lots of different qualities that they share. Then there's the Palladians, another group you know people know of the star systems, Pallades, and that's what, a group of 7 stars, I believe. Just kind of, is that northwest of the Big Dipper? Something like that, or the North Star. Forgive me, I don't recall that exactly. But they're here, the Palladians are here to help us accelerate our growth and our evolution. They are change agents. They're amazing teachers and communicators. They love technology, don't like the little details and steps that they must take to get to their goal. Their desire for instant results, sometimes looking for the quick fix or the magic bullet. I think that's many of us. But anyways, I mean, you know, we if we grow up in an area that's what seems to be part of our environment, yeah, you're going to have that too, whether you come from the Pallades or not, you know. So anyways, some feel very burdened with karma, and that their life purpose is not their own. It feels like they're doing it for someone else. There's Polaris, Polarians, and then there's Procrians, a different type. There are Species from Spica. They incarnate also very rarely on Earth. There's the Vegans from Vega. They're also very rare. They love to be in the spotlight. Humorous and fun to be with. They bring energy and joy and a lightheartedness. They require lots of attention, especially as children. And often in the world of entertainment is where they can be found. And they desire to have their talents recognized. So that is the star seeds. Then there's these 2. I've got them highlighted in yellow. Each group I got highlighted in a different color. And these guys, these are parallels. They come from a totally different universe. They also experience and exit in and exist in multiple universes simultaneously. They aren't anchored to the earth plane. Tend to be their challenge is to be very present and in their lives. And they're here for their own interests, nothing to teach us. That's fine. And they're here, they inherently know that the possibilities for self-expression and the evasiveness of life are infinite. We can be what we wish. And so one of the questions that if I come across a person who's been identified as a parallel soul, are they here to experience physicality, linear time, being part of a tribe, or increase their intellect, work on their emotions, their sexuality, their finances and money? Are they here to learn more about nationality, communication, and spiritual connection while in their body? You know, what are they here for? The other one that I have highlighted in yellow are the angelic realms, the mission realms, and they're called realmers, mission realmers. And they are from an angelic realm, not a star system. And what happens with them is they're here to counteract the negative aspects of life on Earth. Angels don't evolve, they simply hold and emit their energies, it says here. Going down, it can take a long time for them to make progress, and they should accept this as who they are, just who they are. They may have a huge amount of negativity in their lives. Doesn't mean that they're negative, but there's, you know, they're exposed to that a lot. And they bring much needed spiritual wisdom and insight. And then the last group in this whole schmozzle of soul groups of origin come from a different star system. It's not labeled as a star system. And what happens is these are called the blueprinters because they are defined by the role that they play in the evolution of Earth. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And they're tasked with the divine to create the Earth school and designed the original Earth blueprint. They oversee maintaining and healing Earth and are committed to Earth and its evolution. They hold the Earth blueprint in their DNA, like it's right in their body, it's in them. And they usually come across as being very responsible people. There are 6 subgroups under this umbrella of the blueprinter, and each has a different role within the Earth School. They must belong to only one subgroup, but they can belong to more than one. So there's the Originators. These are let's call it the game designers. They created the structure, the rules of Earth. There's the blueprint designers who bring the beauty and the aesthetics to life here. There's the blueprint technicians, basically engineers. They set up the connections of the physical and the spiritual realms. They're highly intelligent and they seek perfection in what they do. The blueprint deliverers. They keep us connected to divine love. They remind us of who we are as spiritual beings and have access to divine love of source and need not live in fear. They're very sensitive people. There's the blueprint translators, and they remind us to keep balance between the spiritual and the physical aspects of life. They help bring people their spiritual gifts into their daily lives. And they translate for mentally or physically oriented people. So, they're good explainers of things, that kind of a thing. They help to ground the spiritual people. And finally, there's the blueprint changers. They incarnate during turbulent and traumatic times on Earth. Guess what? This is one of those times, and people are showing up. These blueprint changers are showing up, and they overcome and help others overcome their situations. They collect info for feedback for when they transition from here into their next life. There's an in-between period, which is another thing that you get to find out. So, for example, aside from your life lessons, which is also going to be in that report, are you here to learn trust, self-worth, sincerity, moderation, self-determination, spirituality, lightheartedness, openness, faith, peace? What are you here to learn? Are you working on your profession, your finances, your health, family, friendship? Perhaps you're here to work on a primary relationship. And then there's the soul trainings in between lives. Now, this I found fascinating because what happens is this is news to me. And when I test it, I still get it is true. I still get it is accurate. But again, discern for yourself. Just because I say it, I am not the guru, and nor would I ever want to be considered as the guru. I am here to share information that I've learned, that I've studied, that I've researched and, came across. So it says here, another aspect that contributes to the gift is soul trainings that they have taken in between lives. After we die, a period goes by before we incarnate again. And it's during this period that souls take on trainings where they bring their skills that they learned from their jobs on Earth in their physical lives. A healing process takes place when you're in this in-between life space. and you shed your pain, your negativity, but you keep all the lessons learned during this incarnation period to the in-between life part. And the process is about absorbing everything you learned into the fabric of your soul. The life review process, as it's known, is where a soul replays and relives the experiences of the recent lifetime. It's almost like watching a movie. And I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm watching a movie, my emotions get involved. If I'm really into a show and I'm finding, whoa, that guy shouldn't have done that. And I get upset because, this person got hurt, that cat got lost, the other person double crossed his friend, whatever it is, I go through all of these emotions. And so those emotions I find still do come with us. When we leave our pain and our negativity, that's one thing, but the emotions that sparked some of these things, they still reside in the soul. I think they still get absorbed, because otherwise, why would we have some of the fears that we have? Why would we have some of the aversions or particular habits and patterns that we have? There's got to be the belief systems that got really solidified into us. And when we come back into Earth, for example, and we need to start working on releasing those things. I find that when I do my belief work and we get rid of patterns for people and specific beliefs and switch them to more empowering beliefs, people's lives change for the better. They improve, their happiness improves, their love of life improves. That's a big deal, guys, to me. And so there are different jobs here in the soul trainings. I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 different jobs that you can have in the in-between life. There was one I wanted to share with you. Was it the Dream Master? Yeah. So one of the jobs you might have in the in-between life would be a Dream Master, where you volunteer in the astral planes around Earth. You play a role in the dream time learning experiences. You may play the part of a person who you kill in order to learn and grow from that experience. So let's say I'm a meek person, and there are times when, I wish I could get that guy back. But it's not in my personality to ever do something, not only, against the law, but against my own personal way of being. But in my dream, I might do that. And that's when a Dream Master would come in, and he would be volunteering to be the person who gets killed. And then as the dreamer, I would get to see what happened, what feelings would I experience, and all of that. And so I can learn that lesson and understand a little bit more about, okay, so maybe I really don't want to, harm another person, but having had that experience, they kind of play in your dreams and do those. That would be one of the jobs as an in-between life kind of a thing. There's different orders that happen, and keeper of neutrality, peacekeepers, help you restore and keep your peace within. There's some very fascinating things. And so I would take my pendulum and I would dowse, which on my dowsing chart. Is it column 1, 2, 3, 4? Is it row 1, 2, 3? Okay. Is it, is this person then a mover of design? Is it biology? No. Is it botany? Yes. And so, then we would look into the mover of design and make sure that gets put into your form and so on. People like finding out where they might have been in history, in Earth's history. So I have another one where I find out, were you in ancient Egypt or ancient Persia, maybe Rome or Greece? Were you in the Palestine era? Perhaps you were in the Middle Ages or the Reformation in Europe. How about the Industrial Revolution time? And I have those dates listed. Are you a part of colonial America? Was that part of you? The American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution. Perhaps you were part of Polynesia, which is more of a place than a time period. Were you part of Atlantis or Lemuria? Where did you spend your time on Earth? So that's something that I would put into your form. The next would be like religious and spiritual just traditions that you might have experienced and had in your lifetime. Were you part of the House of Odin, Confucius, the Celtic Druids, the native spirituality, Catholicism, Christianity, Taoism? Were you part of Islam or the goddesses? There's a whole bunch of different ones there. People like knowing that we each have a God spark. It is our connection to the divine, however you define the divine, but there is like this beautiful lifeline that kind of gets plugged into. And my understanding is that during when you finally do fall asleep at night, there's about a 3-minute window where you get life energy placed back into you to kind of replenish your batteries, and keeps you going. And then we can also have a second God spark. And the second God spark is happens when there's something special going to go on in your life, and you're going to do something that is of benefit to your fellow man. So maybe like a writer might have a second God spark to bring information to the world and bring that teaching, those learnings, those whatever it is, to share with you. So that was interesting. Intuitive gifts. How are you receiving your messages? That I'm going to be putting in there. And so we'll talk about, I've got 5 listed here, and which of those 5 is your main one. You might have more, and chances are you do have more, but still, what are your main ones? The empathic gifts. Now that I found interesting. I just worked today on a lady who I thought was going to come here. Maybe she didn't say hi. And we found out that her empathic gift had to do with places like buildings, situations, areas, and so on. And even though it wasn't on my paper, we still discovered that it wasn't only just a building, although she can walk into a home and get a feel for the people who lived there. She can sense what it would be like inside of a building from just a photograph. She is very sensitive to her environment and other people, and needs to ensure that she is in an environment that is supportive to her. One of the things she mentioned was her mom wasn't a very neat and organized person, And the clutter was something that this woman just found so difficult to be in, so difficult. And so within her own family, she felt like she didn't belong. And then the extended family, there was, other aspects that really bothered her. And so that is a kind of place, a family, a destination, an area that you grow up in, the city or the town or so on that you live in. Some places were detrimental to her own feeling of happiness and joy. So that was fascinating to find that out. And each of these will be located in the soul purpose guide that I'll be giving you. It's pretty comprehensive, guys. It's pretty comprehensive. And I found that when I was just doing bits and pieces for people before I'd even put it out as a thing here, it was interesting to see what information from the Akashic records that I had that was so important for that particular person to know at that particular time. And I loved it. I absolutely loved that I could be of service, giving them this information, giving them that peace of mind. That lady from today, I mean, she left knowing a little bit more about herself, feeling a lot better about herself, and understood why she was the way she was, and felt the way she felt, and what she actually came here to do, to help, to learn, not to help, to learn for herself. That was an important thing. And now she has a new goal in sight for herself. It feels good. It felt really good at the end of our session. I was very excited and very elated for her, because she found answers to questions that were just plaguing her and bothering her to no end. And to see her leave with a smile on her face, and then I get a little note later on how much she appreciated knowing that. That just does my heart good. It's one of those things where, I got to be involved in that. I got to witness that and see how that all came about. So I do have this as an offering. It's on my website, www.wholeheart8.com, and the 8 stands for the infinity sign. My business is Whole Heart Energy Healing, and that is the long form. So I wanted something instead of Whole Heart Energy Healing, and you're trying to type that out, Whole Heart is good enough. And because of the different spellings of whole and the different spellings of heart, Canadian has H-E-A-R-T. Most people in the US will spell it H-A-R-T. The dictionary recognizes both. I mean, it's just interesting to see how that all goes. And I'm just pleased, so excited to have put this information together, because I see a value in it. I see the need for it. I see how people's lives can improve. So between the soul healing and now this one, understanding where your soul comes from, your soul purpose. Are you kidding me? Like, what a wonderful way to help you help yourself move forward in life, embrace your life, understand your life a little bit more. So that's all I have to say. It was a mouthful. Oh my goodness. Oh, Mel, thank you. I appreciate that. I just found it's fascinating, and I want to be able to bring this out to you and share this information with you so that you and your life can improve and get on with it and do more or enjoy more or have more laughter. Heck, if at anything you have, you know, more joy in your life, more fun in your life, how wonderful would that be? How wonderful would that be? There's enough negativity going on right now. Those poor people in the Ukraine. Oh my goodness, I've been sending prayers and positive things, you know, the best that I could do, but and I'm sure many others have. So many others have. And you know, we need this. We need this. Good night, Mel. We need some good stuff. We need some things that we can, you know, hitch our wagon to and know that it's a solid hitch. It's not something that is here today, gone tomorrow. I have some exercises at the end of the report that you'll get, and it'll help you kind of hone in and figure out what else you want to do to help yourself. What thought patterns can you create to help you get more out of your life? What ways can you do? Sorry, not what ways, what things can you do to help you? So, you know, whether you decide to answer some questions and figure out what your heart's desires are, you know, what do you hold sacred in your life? What are you good on? Good at, I meant to say. And then, you know, figure out, is meditation maybe an extra thing you'd like to do? Even if it's just, I used to call it thinking. I never called it meditation. It was just me thinking things that I wanted to have in my life and seeing, you know, the visions that I want to have come to life and so on. Journaling, and bottom line, don't worry about it if it's not coming right away the way you want it, because it will come the way you need it. It may not come the way you want it, but it will come the way you need it. What more do you want, really? Yeah, I want what I want. Yeah, me too. Does it happen all the time? No, but it can happen. So it's all good. It all works out in the end. So my friends, I wish you well. Starting next week, I will be here on Tuesdays, no longer Thursdays. I'm finding that people that used to show up on Thursdays have told me that, you know, they've got so many commitments all of a sudden on Thursdays. So I'm switching my day to Tuesdays. So that'll be next week. It'll be a Tuesday. I think it's either March 1st or 2nd, something like that. And we will see you same bat time, same bat channel, just on a different day of the week. All right. Now, God bless y'all. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you earlier. I'll see you Tuesday.